Hey everyone, Elrond. When should you invest? So welcome to the channel. If you're new, subscribe, hit the bell button, like, comment. Now, disclaimer, I am not affiliated to these in any way. I don't hold any content creation due to potential tweets about Ethereum coming out regarding further details of their scaling mission to improve the scalability of the Ethereum blockchain. So, that being said, a few little competitors, let's talk about them. Now, I'm not going to go into full fundamental details of what this coin is. I'm going to talk about charts first in terms of when you should be looking at investing. And then within that time frame, you should be then looking to do your research to allow patience to take hold and for you to invest at appropriate levels. Nothing's going to go to the moon and stay there, trust me. So, I've been asked a few times about this coin. This is obviously Lunar Crush, really good website, gives you good data, sentiment data as well. It's a decent little bag in terms of reality of where we're going to go in the next 10 years of decentralized applications, scaling, proof of stake, all kinds of good stuff to grow the industry, make it better for people to develop on, etc, etc, etc. We've had growing pains with Ethereum and that kind of shows. But overall, with this coin, the alt rank is currently 1. The social media sentiment up massively. A lot of people are talking about this. It's like anything in crypto. When we're at the skies, whether or not we're at the cliff tops, everyone wants to talk about it, everyone wants to get involved. So this video ideally is designed to help you not FOMO if you're a new investor in the space, or if you're getting a bit of FOMO and you're thinking, I want to buy into this. Trust me, hype dies down, so does the price. So overall, sentiment-wise, the market's quite sidewaysy, the kangaroo market, as CNBC like to tell us. But ultimately, there will be a big move in the world of cryptocurrency at some point in the future. The volatility index is really low. That could mean there might be a bit of a push somewhere. So this tweet allowed me to think about this sort of video. Ethereum 2 scaling for data will be available for Ethereum 2 scaling for general computation. This applies rollups that will be dominant scaling for at least the next couple of years. First, 2,000 to 3,000 transactions per second at Ethereum 1 as data layer, then 100,000. It will take a few years to get to this point. That is where the little inkling lies and where competitors can get a little bit of an edge over Ethereum. Now, Ethereum has, let's be honest, the timing, the execution of a good system in place that they've already built, and they've had a lot of coins on that system over time, the ERC20 tokens and all the other ERC20 or ERC variations. Now, they need to get this execution element right of scaling. They've had problems in the past with scalability. For them to grow, they need to go from 15 transactions per second, which is not a lot, to these numbers, 2,000 to 3,000, up to 100,000. It's going to take a while to get there. There's already solutions out there that have those measures in place. One of them is this coin here. This is why I'm talking about it. It already has the throughput to deliver a very high transactions per second, 10,000 in fact. Same as Zilliqa. Zilliqa already has elements where it's much higher than Ethereum. It has sharding in place. It is just about to go live with their staking. There's a lot of things happening in the industry around the ecosystem, what Ethereum's doing, but not Ethereum, their competitors. So imagine the big companies in the world. You've got Apple and Microsoft. You've also got the smaller ones that can, in some ways, do a better service, a bit better, but they don't have that established brand name yet. With me? Yes. So, if you're an investor and you like the idea of decentralized applications and building on blockchains and like easy development, fast transactions, the ability to stake, these are good options. Zilliqa is one of them. This one is another one as well. Trust me on that one. Look at the competitors. You may find there's some good money in there. Low value. Remember when Ethereum was less than, what, $5? Well, where did it go? Exactly. So you got to think of that. So this video, as I say, I will do a further video on this in terms of like a factual sort of video, fundamental developments and stuff like that, how it all works. I will go over it in much more detail than this video, but I want you guys to do this. If you are looking at this coin, please do your research, have a little look around before you start jumping in. I'm going to now jump onto the charts and basically do a little bit of a top to bottom analysis to show you some key points And then maybe in a few days' time, there may be a video on my channel about this in terms of better content of what it really is, the team, all kinds of good stuff. So you can make a much more better conservative decision. This is content creation, remember. I need to deliver something. So let's look at the chart. This is a very, very limited variation chart because it is quite a new coin. This is a raw riskier investment in my viewpoint because it's more new. Zilliqa has been around since 2018 as a good example. You've obviously got the likes of Tron, shite, let's be honest. And you've obviously got other ones out there as well that, you know, Cardano as an example. They're all very, very similar makeup in terms of like the way that they plan to go in the future. It's whether they execute it correctly. But in my personal viewpoint, if you're looking to invest in payment systems and ways to adopt cryptocurrency for people to build on stuff and projects like Ethereum, as an example, Elrond, etc., you may well find that adoption will come pretty good and pretty quick, and then price will follow if said company is successful and people want to be a part of it. So let's look at this. This is a very, very simple makeup. It hasn't really moved. Look at the consolidation period, but we have finally lifted off. Now this is where the FOMO lies. This is where people get burned, right? We're going to do some very, very simple support and resistance lines just to kind of highlight certain key areas for you to look at. The first one is obviously this one here, right? I'll change the colors of these as well. So it makes it very, very simple for you to see. And I'll also let you know the prices because people often say, you can't see the price. So that is 0.002244, right? I will put a price label on here. Now, the reason why this is kind of a key level, you got to look left and you see where this is kind of stopped and turned around a few times over the past, right? This is a very, very key region, and we broke out from that region and we flew to the moon, right? However, what we're seeing right now, we're seeing an absolutely monumental bearish divergence on the daily. That will come down. Do not invest in this. This will come down. Okay? Simple as that. The next level that we've got is a kind of the obvious one, in my viewpoint, whether you've seen it or not, is this one, where we've hit the EMAs, we've literally bounced off, and it's created a new support level. Now, if I look left, there's also a very, very small region on here over that period here of support and also resistance where the candles have bounced back up. Now, in terms of this is a very, very easy structure to kind of work with. Why? It's a new coin. There's some decent data. There's obviously bottoms. There's obviously little areas where we can look at. But for me, it's broken down into those three sections. You can have a fourth one if you want one. I probably would risk it as well, having this level here as well. Is this support level here? But for me, there's all kinds of regions where you can look at this. And I'm going to add one more, by the way, just to give you a bit of clarity, because I've seen one to the left there. So it looks a bit of a mess, but it all means something. It all has a factor. When you look left and you start seeing what's been here at these regions on limited data, how coins do react and turn around. You can see here, turn around, went back in, held as a level. I'll move that up a little bit. Yeah, it works. So, fundamentals. Coin supply, rather high. It's not going to be a valuable coin in terms of long term, but that is where I feel the multiples are. We've seen over the past of bull runs where coins with billions, right? Billions of supply, circulating supply, whatever, they do really well in a bull run, right? People buy into the hype, they gain multiples, it does very well. This is massively overbought, so do not buy this. As I already said, it's coming down. But ultimately, there's going to be so much information coming out about these coins and these projects over time as Ethereum develops. As Ethereum develops, right, think of this. If Ethereum does well and it's executing its plan, people will look at alternatives to invest in. They will start thinking, ooh, let's go to the competitors as well. Let's see how they do. They will do research on Zilliqa, they'll do research on this, or do research on all kinds of other projects that are of the same ilk. Same sort of scalability problems that have been resolved by other companies first, potentially. They will look at that. So, it's definitely worth looking at a application platform with a very, very high ability of scalability, you know, with sharding, for example, with high TPS, and most importantly, time. Let time kind of develop and build with that team. Let them get better. Let them improve. I wouldn't put real physical money into this straight off the bat, if you've got profits and you're looking for a bit of a punt, this could definitely be one of the coins, in my viewpoint, that you could probably keep an eye on and look at this and think, well, actually, if we do develop and we do adopt and companies are beginning to build on blockchains and they want a solution what's got a really, really good track record of scalability, it's not going to crash, it's going to carry on growing, definitely food for thought. So I'm going to put a Fibonacci on this just to end this sort of region. I'm going to do it from a flat body on this level here up to basically where we are right now. We're going to go to these top levels, right? But I'm going to go from this body region, okay? Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go wick to wick, but it's easy. So, by the way, if this could become invalidated very, very quickly if we spike above this level. However, I'm looking at this going down and I'm looking at that going up, bearish divergence. However, there is definitely food for thought in terms of where this can go. This is a perfect support level. From this level, bounce back up, potentially going to come back down. In my personal viewpoint, I think hype will die down eventually. When you start looking at where this could go, you got 0.03 sats. Cents even. So you look at that level there. Let me make these bigger, because I often get people on videos going, I can't see the prices. Now, they are two big regions there of support levels, but when you look at that, it's actually, you could probably argue, put that a bit lower onto that Fibonacci point, which is pretty good. So when you look at that, you've got a very, very low amount in terms of price. Do not FOMO into this, because you can get a really good price lower down. Now, in terms of the future, where this could go, we don't know. It's a brand new asset. Reality-wise, it is a brand new asset. It's not been out for that long. But when you think what has done well in the past with the bull run, and this does go into the single cent figures, that's a huge amount of money. That's a huge amount of multiples made. So just definitely put this on a list somewhere and just think about, where can this go? It's the same with Zilliqa. I've said the same with Zilliqa. Zilliqa, in my eyes, can go to $1 if it gets its execution right. This has got obviously a different type of scalability model. It's got a different sort of supply. When you look at this, in terms of circulating supply and maximum supply, it's only got 10.63 billion, which in my viewpoint is pretty low. Maximum supply will be 20 billion. So that's very, very interesting in my eyes when I look at that. When I go onto this as well and look at the market, by the way, recommendations, Luna Crush is really decent. If I go on to, let's find Zilliqa, just as an example. Zilliqa has, a very, very similar sort of model of circulating supply. It's just got 1 billion more as it stands, right? So, and with a maximum of 21. So, is it really that undervalued as a coin? Possibly, yeah. I think both of them are massively undervalued in my viewpoint. That doesn't mean you've got to FOMO into it. That just means you've got to be clever and buy at the right times. Look at the price of Zilliqa at basically 1.7 cents, and you got this at 0.06 cents right now, which is crazy. So, if Zilliqa can go up to 25 cents, for example, all-time high, where can Elrond go? Probably the same regions. So yeah, food for thought. Definitely food for thought. So, as I say at the start of this video, I'm not an investor. I'm keeping an eye on Ethereum. I'm looking to buy a decent chunk of Ethereum to kind of just sit on. But I'm also looking at the alternatives. I'm looking at Cardano. I'm looking at Zilliqa. I'm looking at this as an examples to basically put a little bit of my profit in there. And if Ethereum breaks it and it goes wrong, well, these coins are going to do very, very well, aren't they? So there you go. Today's video is done. There are two zones that you should look at. Personal opinion, hype dies down. It will go down at some point. This has obviously been level. Altcoin demand is pretty low anyways, overall. But this is worth a punt in my eyes. In my eyes, if you're looking at Ethereum and thinking, oh, Ethereum's going to be amazing, what about the alternatives? You've got to ask that question.